Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back. In this video, we're going to get our last couple of plugins set up, tuned up. That way our website is 100% up and ready to roll. So without wasting any time, let's hop back into our WordPress backend and we'll get started. All right, so back here in our WordPress dashboard, we're pretty much going to be working here in this plugins section. So we're going to go into here, plugins here on the left side, click Add New. And the first plugin we're going to look for is called a Magify. Now, what a Magify is going to do is going to compress all of your photos and it's going to help them load better and faster. The biggest thing that slows down Google rankings, besides not having relevant content, is page load speed. Google knows that its users want to have pages load pretty quickly. And the biggest thing that actually slows web pages down is huge, beautiful images. What a Magify is going to do, it's going to compress them using some sort of code or magic, and it's going to make your page loads load much faster than they normally would without it. So we're going to come over here and we're going to click Install Now. Once it installs, we're going to click Activate, and it should be right over here on our list of installed plugins. Now, just because we activated it does not mean that it's actually working yet. We're actually going to have to create an account with a Magify. It is free. They do have a paid plan once your site gets bigger, but when you're starting out, you can have their free plan. We're going to enter an email to create an account. After you've created your Magify account, you should be taken over to this screen. I already have an account, so you can't actually watch me set up my account. But once you enter all of your information, it's pretty self-explanatory. Again, there is a free plan that they have. But we're going to come up here to the top right. We need to grab our API key. So we're going to come over here on the right, come down to where it says API integration. We're going to click down here, and you're going to see your access token. It's going to be different for everybody, so don't give it away. That's why I have mine blurred out. We're going to copy that to the clipboard, come back on over to our WordPress website, click I have my API key, paste it right here, and click Connect. And now, if we click over here, go to Settings, you'll see that we actually have a Magify settings and we can set this up. Now, for me as an affiliate marketer and a business blog, images aren't that important to my website. I do mostly screenshots and stuff on my blogs. On the woodworking site, I'm probably going to do something similar, not so much screenshots, but they're not going to be super rich, detailed images. So I'm going to have Ultra, I'm going to set Ultra so I get maximum speed out of the website, even if the image gets a little bit grainy. Coming further down the general settings, I would leave everything pretty much the same. Now, what I'd like to do here is resize the larger images. You want to leave that checked, but you want to bring this number down. 2,500 pixels is an enormous picture. And large pictures will take a long time to load. Now, I want to bring this down, but you don't want to bring it down larger than your largest smaller than your largest thumbnail. So there's actually a recommendation right here of 2,048 pixels. So that is actually the lowest and the smallest that you can actually resize pictures for them to actually sound good, or to look good, I should say. Over here on the side, we can see if we add our theme. After we add our theme to our optimization, Magify will start optimizing our theme images as well. Coming further on down settings, you want to leave this all the same. Now we're going to save changes. Now it's important to know if you do this before you add pictures, you won't have to do anything else. If you add a Magify after you have pictures on your website, you're going to have to do their bulk optimizer, which is then going to run through all the pictures on your website, and it's going to actually re-optimize them and compress them, make them smaller. That could take a couple of minutes. I had to do this on my other site, and it took me about 15 or 20 minutes for the software to work through everything on the site. So do this first and save yourself some time. All right, so the next plugin that we're going to install is called RankMath. What RankMath is RankMath is an SEO optimized plugin. It's free, and it blows Yoast out of the water. You may have heard of Yoast, you may not have, but basically what RankMath does is once you figure out a keyword that you want to target with a blog article, RankMath makes it very easy, and it'll tell you how optimized you are, tell you what you need to do to optimize for that keyword. It's awesome. So we're going to hop back into our plugins, add new screen, go on over here and type in RankMath, and it's going to be the top one here in the left with this little graph and the little bar graph line. Click Install Now. Then we're going to activate it. You always have to activate plugins after you install them. And there it is. There's nothing really to set up with RankMath until you actually get into it. So we're going to go back to our plugin screen here, and we're going to install the next plugin that we're going to install is called Really Simple SSL. What Really Simple SSL does is it's going to force all of your website traffic to go through the HTTPS protocol. If you remember from the Cloudflare setup and you remember from the HostGator setup, we do have SSL enabled, but it's not always going to go through there. At Really Simple SSL will force everyone to go through the secure server and not get that warning. So we're going to hop over here, click Install Now, Click on activate. And this is going to ask us to do a bunch of things to get our site ready. Since our site right now is barren, there's not much on there. We're going to click here. It just says go ahead and activate SSL. This is why we're adding all of our plugins before we actually put a bunch of content onto our website. And now if we head on over to our website again, if you look up here in the URL bar, you see this little padlock here. If we click that, it'll tell you our connection is secure and we're forced over SSL. It's that simple. The next plugin that I want to grab here is called Insert Headers and Footers, and this app is purely for convenience. If you wanted to, you could go in and you could edit the page code and the HTML code and put tracking pixels and all kinds of other tracking code that you want on your website manually. But if you're like me, I'm not a coder, you're probably not a coder. So what Insert Headers and Footers does, it allows you to insert, copy, and paste tracking code without having to be a coder. So when we're back into the plugins page, we want to type in insert headers and footers, and it should be this plugin right up here in the top left. Install, and then activate, and then we should see it right over here. The next plugin that we're going to install is called WP Word Count. I like to use this just for stats. Now, RankMath will actually count the word count on each post that you do, but if you want, I just use it to compare my size of my site with some others. So if I want to quickly see, hey, I have a 100,000 word site, or I have a 60,000 word site, or a 400,000 word site, WP Word Count will do this in a matter of seconds. So we're going to go back to the install plugins page, type in WP Word Count, and it should be this one here in the top left. Looks like this. Click install, and then we activate, and it should show up, where is it? Right down here. Everything here is active. Now, these next two plugins that I'm going to have you install are, we're going to back up our site, and we're going to make sure everything's compatible before any major updates. Don't worry, they're both free, but they're definitely something that you really should have on your site. So back to the plugins page. This is becoming our favorite page really quickly. And the next one that we're going to go for is called PHP Compatibility Checker. And then we should, again, find it here up in the top left. You're not going to use this plugin too often. This one here is just going to check all kinds of back-end text stuff on your website before WordPress updates. We're going to activate that one up there, and you'll see it on the bottom here. Now, this next plugin is arguably the most important on your entire website, and it's called Updraft Plus. This plugin is going to give you the ability to make regular backups of your website, so that way if you get hacked, HostGator goes down, for whatever reason you lose your entire website, you have a saved copy in a secure Google Drive somewhere. So let's go set it up. We're going to come on back here to our Add New Plugins page. We're going to go Updraft Plus in the keywords. And it's actually not going to be in the top left this time. It's going to be one more over right here, Updraft Plus Backup Plugin. Install now, and then we click Activate. And then once we activate it, it's going to ask you to set it up. We're not going to set this up just now. We have two more plugins to install, and then we can go in and set everything up. The next plugin that we're going to install here is called Blog2 Social. And Blog2 Social is a pretty cool plugin. What this does, this allows you to syndicate your blog content throughout the entire internet. So what you'll do here is you'll hook up all of your external social media accounts. You can start hook up Twitter, Medium, Facebook, Reddit, anything that you want. You can actually hook up to that. And with one click, after you write a post on your website, it'll blast it out throughout the whole internet automatically. We're going to install that, and then we're going to activate it. Again, same thing. It should show up right over through here. Now, the last plugin that we're going to set up on our website isn't actually available on the WordPress backend. It's called WP Rocket, and there's a button for it right below this video. If you click that button, you're going to be taken over to WP Rocket's website. So I'm going to head on over there. I'm going to head on over there now. If you click on that button, it's going to take you to this screen. Now, what WP Rocket does is it caches your website. So again, this is something also to increase page load speeds, which will ultimately increase your rankings, your traffic, and the money that you make. Now, WP Rocket is a paid tool, but it's very cheap. It's only like $39 a year. But in my opinion, the website traffic that extra speed brings is well worth the cost. So if we come up here, we're going to go right up here to Buy WP Rocket. And as you see here, it's $49 a year for one website. We're going to click on that, enter all your information, and create an account. Now, I actually have an account. I'm going to upgrade to an extra website now. All right, so I just upgraded my WP Rocket subscription so that I can now show you how to install it. Basically, you just click this orange button here. It'll download the plugin file. Then we head back on over to our Add New Plugin page, and we click Upload Plugin. Choose the file. Then we choose the WP Rocket, and we just install. Once it gets installed, we have to click the Activate button. And then once it gets activated, we will see WP Rocket down here on the bottom. And now we have all of our plugins installed on our website correctly. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and set most of them up, everything but the theme. That way our website is running smoothly when we do start creating content. We can just forget about all the back end stuff. See you in the next video.